Hello, GeoSurvey friends and employees. My name's Trent Turk. I'm the founder of GeoSurvey way back in '96. Since selling the company to my partners, I now work part-time for Geo, and I serve on the Georgia Professional Engineers and Land Surveyors State Board. I'm passionate about the profession of land surveying. It's a wonderful career. It's served me well. Whether you're an employee of GeoSurvey or you're just thinking about getting your license as a land surveyor, I encourage you to watch the rest of this video and consider working towards your licensure as a land surveyor here in the state of Georgia. All right, so today what we're going to do is we're going to review the Georgia Professional Engineer and Land Surveyors Board admission. We're going to talk about this path to licensure that we're talking about, and we're going to tell you about petitioning the board for a license once you're complete with your path. All right, let's talk about our board. Why does the board exist? The board does not exist for land surveyors. We're not here to protect land surveyors. We're here to protect the public. And we're here to ensure that land surveyors are properly educated, tested, and are able to provide land surveying services to the general public. And the general public will have confidence in the quality of work that they will be getting. We've got the power to adopt rules, set standards for licensure, adopt mandatory standards of professional conduct, investigate and discipline unauthorized, negligent, unethical practices. Well, let's just talk more now about what the path to licensure looks like as a land surveyor in Georgia. You know, you're going to need 3 different areas completed before you can petition our board for licensure. You're going to need proper education. We're going to talk more about that. You're going to need to take some examinations, 3 of them to be exact, and pass them. And you're going to need to gain proper experience that includes apprenticeship. And that will also be covered in our next slides. But this is your 3 areas that you're going to have to focus on if you want to get your license as a land surveyor. When we look at education requirements for getting your license as a land surveyor, there are 3 distinct tracks that most applicants fall into. That's based on the level of education they have, maybe a high school diploma, an associate's degree, or a bachelor's degree. You can see that the board and the law actually reflects this, that different levels of experience are required based on the level of education. So you will need to look at where your degree is and then work from there. It will, of course, need to include appropriate coursework, which we'll discuss on subsequent slides. Importantly, you have to have 18 semester hours of acceptable land surveying coursework. This is required by law. In order to get these hours, you're going to have actual 18 hours of land surveying subjects. The prerequisites that are required, the math and the other prerequisites that are required to be allowed to enter these courses, it does not count towards this 18 hours. So be aware that you're going to have 18 hours of land surveying subjects. The board will publish a list of acceptable programs throughout the state and even in other states. We'll publish this list on our website so that you can refer there to get your education. If you have a program you want to be considered, you can ask the board to consider it and let you know if it's appropriate or not. I would encourage you to not take a lot of coursework from somewhere the board does not know about. Go ahead and get it approved before you sign up and take it. Let's talk about testing. So you're going to have to take the big tests, and they include the fundamentals of surveying, the principles and practice of surveying, and the Georgia State specific exam, basically in this order. Importantly though, you'll be able to take them at any time during your licensure journey. Now it would be kind of foolish to go take them right out of the bat if you haven't had your coursework. So what we would encourage you to do is get your coursework completed as soon as possible and then immediately sign up and take these tests, because what you're learning in your coursework is going to be on those tests. And if you prolong taking the test, you forget what you learned in your coursework. And that is why we retooled our laws to allow you to do that. you no longer have to wait until the end of your experience to take these tests after you have forgotten what you learned in your coursework. If you take the fundamentals of surveying, ask the board for a certificate that you can hang on the wall to let everyone know you have reached that level of accomplishment. That's optional, you don't have to do that. All right, let's talk about experience. Experience is very important, and it varies based on your education level, as we mentioned on the earlier slide. Importantly now, you need to know your apprenticeship cannot begin until you have completed at least 9 hours of coursework. So that once again, it's very important to go get that coursework for this reason as well. You're going to need to, during your apprenticeship period, you're going to need to become competent in boundary analysis and plat preparation, topographical analysis, and contour preparation. These are both required in your apprenticeship. Then you have other areas of competency. You can select one of those, and you're going to need to be competent in one of those as well. So we're looking for 3 areas of competence, 2 required, the 3rd is optional from the others that are listed there. All right, what we've got here, this is a graphic representation of your path to licensure as a land surveyor in our state. And I would encourage all of you to get this file, and you can download it from samsog.org. You can also get it from the board's website when it is functional. It's being retooled right now, so I did not list that link up there, but Samsog will have it posted as well. So get this page, print it out, have it around your office, share it with your everybody that is wanting to get a license. This is a very good guide to help you on your path to licensure. Graphically it shows, for instance, the 9-hour line, and notice here that up to 50% credit is given for your experience prior to your 9 semester hours. After you complete at least 9 semester hours, you're going to get up to 100% credit for your experience. Why is that? The board believes that you need to get 9 hours at least of surveying coursework under your belt. It's going to elevate the quality of your experience and add more meaning. So that is why we give 100% credit after you've got that 9 hours. And furthermore, you can't begin your 2-year apprenticeship period until you've completed that 9 hours. So you can see why it's so important to get your coursework in place, because you begin to get better credit on your experience. There's a lot of fine print down here. This is all basically saying what I've just told you. And download this document and have it for your reference. Very important document. Now, let's talk a little more about the apprenticeship situation here. You're going to need to have your sponsoring surveyor sign a surveyor apprenticeship affidavit. This affidavit is very important, and it is basically your sponsoring surveyor is putting his name on the line that you are competent in these areas. I want to read this. I, the undersigned professional land surveyor, attest that the applicant hereon has completed a land surveyor apprenticeship period under my direct supervision and management. During this period, I believe the applicant has obtained and acquired and demonstrated sufficient skills and capabilities to be considered competent to be licensed as a professional land surveyor. Select the skills below that you believe they are competent in under your supervision and management. So we have, like I said, our 2 areas of competency: boundary survey analysis, topographic survey analysis, and then the other optional ones. You'll need 3 total. And this surveyor, he's going to be putting his stamp on here and attesting that you are in fact competent and ready to provide land surveying services to the general public. Also, you're going to need to submit 4 plats that you prepared under the management of a land surveyor, under the guidance of a land surveyor. And this land surveyor is going to need to stamp that plat that conforms to Georgia state standards. And he is going to need to attest the following: I, this surveyor, hereby attest and certify that this survey drawing was prepared by your name under my direct supervision and review. I further attest and certify that this applicant was directly involved in the direction and completion of all field work related to this survey and personally completed all research, field data, analysis, boundary analysis, calculations, and drafting associated with this drawing. This is so important, and this is where you're going to demonstrate to the board that you do in fact have the capability to produce Georgia legal documents that people can rely upon, the general public. And this surveyor is going to be certifying that you did this. You know, we're not asking you to be out there and take every single shot that was taken on the job, but you certainly are going to need to be a part of the field work and make sure it was done completely. All the rest of the drawing is going to need to be done by you. Research, every bit of it is done by you. So once you are able to complete these 4 plats, they are going to need to be submitted when you petition the board as well. So there you have it. There's your path to licensure. You need to get proper education. You need to take your tests and pass them, and you need to gain proper experience. You could technically do every bit of this without ever even communicating with the board. If any time during your journey, though, you think you need to have questions, you'll feel free to contact the board and get clarification. Don't do something that you think is questionable unless you communicate with the board. You'll need to submit proof for passing grades on your exams. You'll need to submit graduation certificates and course transcript for education. You're going to need to submit proof of proper experience through your affidavits and plats. All of this will be part of your petitioning the board for licensure. I hope that you enjoy your time studying and becoming a land surveyor. I wish you best of luck on your journey. I know that you will likely be successful. I started my surveying career back when I was 18 years old, and I've done it for my entire career. I love it so much. I recently retired, but I still do it. It's kind of like my hobby now. I know that you're going to fall in love with this profession as well. Best of luck, and I'm here at your service if you ever need to talk with me. Thank you.